A Prince Freddie sleep story. The Fisherman at the End of the Beach. Prince Freddie had been noticing the man for longer than he could say. He was always at the western end of the beach, on the flat rock where the coast bent toward the headland. Before tourists arrived and after they left. He came in grey light before the colour was in the sky. He stayed through the morning. Freddie had never seen him catch anything. The other fishermen came with boats and nets. This man came with a mended rod and a dented thermos. One morning, Freddie stopped. He found himself sitting down on the sand beside the rock. The man looked at him the way people look at things they have half expected, and said nothing. They sat together as the sun came up. The man poured coffee from his thermos into the cap, which was also a cup, and held it in both hands. His hands were weathered. He watched the sea. It moved toward the shore and withdrew. Freddie watched the line in the water. It barely moved. After a while, the man said, "You have good manners for a corgi." Freddie's tail moved once. He felt this was the appropriate response. The man drank his coffee. He did not offer Freddie any, which Freddie respected. It was clearly not a sharing coffee. It was a being somewhere coffee. There is a difference, and it matters. A small fish broke the surface far out, briefly, and was gone. There was a small, battered tin vessel beside the thermos. Not the cap, a separate cup, sitting there on the rock. My friend Matteo sometimes rows over from the next cove, the man said. Brings coffee in a tin. We don't arrange it. He comes when he comes. He looked at the sea. The light is good here, he said. He says the same. The light was low and golden, coming in at an angle that lit the water. Freddie leaned slightly toward the man. Not all the way, just slightly, the way you offer company without pressing it. They sat through the morning. Other people appeared at the far end of the beach, grew larger as they approached, smaller as they passed, and were gone. A grey heron stood at the water's edge, perfectly still. A boat leaving the harbour, its engine faint and purposeful. The coffee went cold in the cup. Neither of them minded. Around mid-morning, something happened on the line. The man straightened and held it differently. A brief, modest struggle. He drew it in. There was a fish on the hook. He held it for a moment, looking at it without triumph. Then he lowered it back into the water. He held it there until it was swimming. Then he let it go. He did not explain this. Freddie did not need him to. Later, as Freddie was leaving, the man said, "Hasta pronto." Simply, the way you offer something you fully expect to be there to offer. Freddie had patrol duties and responsibilities, and a great deal of coast to look after. He was also not entirely sure how next week worked, in the way that corgis sometimes are not. But he turned back once. The man was watching the line again, present, not waiting for anything in particular. The surface of the sea all around him going gold. Walking home along the shore, Freddie moved slowly. He was home before he expected. The cottage came into view. Its kitchen window was lit, a warm square of amber in the blue-grey morning. Someone was awake, already in the kitchen, there before he arrived. His human opened the door before he reached it. Freddie ate breakfast with the solemnity appropriate to the morning. Then he went to the bed. He circled once, twice, 3 times. On the 3rd circle, he sat down mid-turn. His chin dropped forward. The rest followed slowly, like the tide following its own decision. His human's hand moved along his back. Quiet, sure, still. His tail rested where it was. Outside, the flat rock was empty. The man had gone home too. The sea moved as it always did, toward shore, withdrawing, always the same. The end. Rest well, Prince Freddie. At the western end of the beach, the flat rock waits for tomorrow.